So then the best thing that I like to do is to then isolate. These are some of the questions I like to ask. So I just look at the customer and I say, man, I totally understand that you got to think about it. I totally understand that you got to, obviously put your head together as to like what is the best decision for you and your family. But I got a couple questions for you. So when you go home and you think about it and you're having a discussion with whoever you need to have a discussion with, what do you think you're going to have conversations about? And what are some of those things that are causing you hesitancies and that are causing you uncertainties that you're going to have to need to address before feeling confident about a decision? And he's gonna tell me, well, my wife is gonna play a big factor, or we just got to look at our finances and see. These are the typical things that people are going to tell you. Hey, there's another decision maker and the finances. So then when you hear all of that stuff, you say, okay, absolutely. So is it safe to say then at this point it's more about having a conversation with your wife about knowing it's a good decision as opposed to the time frame? Okay, he's gonna say, yeah, absolutely. Okay, that makes sense. And then let me take it a step further. You're gonna chat with your wife. You guys are gonna have a concern based on what you guys had told me at the very beginning as to what your budget is. Is it safe to say that your conversation with her is probably going to be more about how this is maybe a little bit more than the budget as opposed to this being the right decision for you and your family? Is that safe to say? He's gonna say, yeah, that's safe to say. Obviously it's a little bit more than what we are anticipating, so we got to sit together, crunch our numbers, see exactly what it kind of looks like. So then what are you trying to do? You're trying to isolate it so that it's not a time problem, so that the consumer doesn't get to say, hey man, I just need time, I just need time, I just need time. You want to isolate it to figure out, is it going to be a price thing? Is it going to be a wife thing? And if it's a wife thing, you want to make sure that it's a wife thing and turn it into a price thing, meaning that when you guys have a conversation, is it going to be, hey honey, do I need to buy this car, or do I need to buy this house? Or is it, honey, based on the conversations that we had, this is a little bit more, can we afford that? When you get there, then you start having conversation with the consumer. Say, okay, perfect. So for me, correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds to me that it's not necessarily about you talking to your wife about making sure that this is the right decision for you. It's more about a financial aspect sort of thing. So let me ask you a question. If I was able to create a situation where this was closer to the budget that you and your wife had chatted about, what you guys had previously talked about, you guys had previously mentioned to me, and that's why this technique works, because you previously set up your objections so that when you get here, you're actually getting into something solid, which is then what? Hey, so based on what you guys told me, if I was able to make it a little bit more affordable and closer to that budget that makes sense, would you feel confident making that decision, knowing that your wife and you are obviously have had a conversation and now you're trying to get closer to that budget? That's how you handle it.